Alright guys, in this video I want to show you guys how to cook rice and beans. Now I did learn how on YouTube, but a lot of the videos are really long and I want to condense the videos. So this is my pot of beans right here. It's been on for about 2 hours now, and all I had to do was get this bag of beans right here, get about 2 cups full. I don't know, this is what we use right here. So I got, 1.5 of these. So I got that, and then I took the beans, put them in this pot, rinsed them in this sink, and then I filled it to about 1 inch full because the water evaporates out super fast. So you want to put enough water in to where you don't need to fill it up. And if you do need to fill it up, then you need to boil the water before you put it in the pot. So we have this, boom, you just flip the switch and then the water starts to boil. It's super fast. Now, the beans have been on for about 2 hours, but after 1 hour, I put about 2 tablespoons of salt in, or 1.5, whatever looks good. Use your own judgment. I put half an onion in there and some garlic right at the beginning, after I washed the beans. I put the onion in there and then let it boil with the garlic too. And now here we are. Like I said, after 1 hour I added salt. So these will be done in a half an hour. So it takes about 2.5 hours, and I've made these beans before and they come out really good. Next I'm going to show you guys how to make rice. Okay guys, I got my rice pot right here. So what we're going to need to do, we're going to need to take this white rice, because we're making Spanish rice. So you start off with white rice, and it could be like jasmine rice. It all tastes the same. So basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put it in a pot. I got my pot right here, and then you're going to want to fill it with oil. Some olive oil, you know, that's fine. We got this stuff right here. And then just make sure all the rice gets coated. And I'm going to show you guys too. I'm just explaining it right now. So you basically just coat your rice in the oil and then brown it. Some of them can get a little burnt, look like wild rice. That's fine. And then, so it's fine if it gets a little burnt. Just brown it, and then basically what you're going to want to do is add a half an onion and a clove or 2 of garlic, and then you're gonna fill, or actually, yeah, before you put the water in, let the garlic cook and the onion cook with the rice a little bit to let it brown up and stuff. And then what you're gonna want to do is add twice the amount of rice, or I'm sorry, twice the amount of water per rice. So if you put 1 cup of rice in, put 2 cups of water in, and then just let that sit. And I'm gonna show you guys right now. All right, here we go. So turning on the flame, and you can see right here, we have just about 2 3/4 of a cup of rice, right? So got that measured. Before we do that, I guess it doesn't matter. You can add your rice first. Boom, add your rice. Let's go, add some oil. Sorry if I'm rushing this. I don't want this to be a long video. I want this to be very informative and very fast for you guys. So just add enough to where you think it's gonna cook, you know, or coat all the rice. You just stir it up a little bit. See that? It's mixing it up really well. Alright, so while that starts to do that, I'm going to, actually, I want to use a little bit after of this onion for my cilantro. So, just like this. Boom, drop the onion in there. Let that get a little brown too. And then I'm gonna grab the garlic. think. Just 1 clove. You don't need it too garlicky. You don't really notice the garlic either. When you let it sit for a couple of days and then go back to eat it, you're like, oh wow, this is super garlicky. So you don't want to add too much garlic. There we go. You know, if you smash it like that, it helps get the skin off. So that's always good. I'm going to throw this in. Alright guys, just keep stirring that rice so it doesn't get too burnt on one side. And this is a great tip for me. No cap. So if they say you want to add twice the amount of water you do rice. But what I found out is you actually want to add just a little bit more water. Just a little bit more water than you do rice. For some reason, it is better. Alright, so it just makes the rice a little bit more soft. Sometimes it comes out hard. So that's 1 3/4 cup water. Add that in. And then you're gonna get it to 3/4 cup again, but then just add a splash more water. And I'm telling you, it's gonna help. Especially if you're a beginner. For some reason. Alright, a little much. Oh, not enough. Here we go, just a little bit above the line. I'm gonna add just a little bit more, guys. Just a little bit more than 1 3/4 cup. So this should be good. And now this is the main part pretty much, is when you put the water in, put the lid on and just let it be. Don't touch it for the next 40 minutes. So basically, you're gonna let this cook for 20 minutes. When that hits 5:30, I'm gonna turn the flames off. And then I'm going to let it sit for another 20 minutes. And when you let it sit, don't pull the top off, just let it sit. And this is gonna be where the magic happens, is it's still cooking after you turn the flame off. It's still cooking, still absorbing the water, and you can really mess it up. And I've never tried to take the lid off before, and my rice always turns out great. One thing too is you can cook it with chicken broth. Chicken broth is great to cook your rice with, but actually this has a lot more flavor for some reason. I've cooked a lot with chicken broth in my rice before, but it never turns out as good as this chicken bouillon. So just add a little chicken bouillon. Sorry, I'm taking the lid off. Just maybe like a tablespoon and a half or something. There we go. And then another great thing to add is tomato bouillon. If you have it, use it. Adds that extra layer of flavor, which is super good. Like you added the onion and the garlic in there, the tomato bouillon is just gonna... Alright, so you're gonna wanna let your rice boil for about 2 minutes on high, medium-high heat, or just high. And then after 2 minutes, turn it down to a super low heat, and then let it cook like that for another 16 minutes, however long it took to start boiling, plus the 2 extra minutes. And then you're gonna let it cook like that for an extra 18 minutes, 17 minutes or so, and then turn it off and let it sit. And that's the key. These are the keys. You gotta let it boil for 2 minutes before you turn it to low. You gotta add the chicken bouillon, the onion, the garlic. You gotta toast your rice, get it brown, and then it's gonna be really good after you let it sit for that extra 20 minutes after you turn the flame off. So those are the secrets right there, and I'll show you guys right after it's done too.